Welcome back to Jolly Space Cow. So I was watching this documentary called Stargate. What happened was there was a big ring and it made a connection with another ring. You could travel very long distances because it created a wormhole. I thought, wow, that's such a cool portal. I wish I had one of my own. I could go to different places in the blink of an eye. Building a Stargate is kind of out of my budget range. Instead, I decided to use the power of Blender to let my 3D character use a Stargate. The unstable vortex that forms just before a stable wormhole is a very intriguing effect. I thought about where to start in replicating the effect in Blender, but I had no ideas. I found a tutorial by Yoshi Laboratories that was very informative and helped me make a really cool looking KAWOOSH. The short and skinny of it is you create a droplet shape and a Cadbury button shape. And then you tell the vertices to change from one shape to the other. Then it's as simple as adding a modifier that makes the object look ripply and adding a plane with a water-like texture. I'm proud with how I adjusted the keyframe interpolation to make the KAWOOSH slow down when it's inflated all the way. That looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, the tutorial didn't show how to animate the initial formation of the effect. My Blender version also looked a little more simple than the effect shown in Stargate. For example, my one has a harsh connection between the KAWOOSH and the rest of the event horizon, but the real Stargate has everything connected. It was that moment I had a brainwave. What if I changed the Cadbury button shape into a plane? Then the KAWOOSH would seamlessly blend into the flat plane. I used Yoshi Laboratories' tutorial as a guide, but this time I added more shape keys. Now the vertices have more detailed instructions on how they should move from the extended shape and the flat plane. Wow! That KAWOOSH is a lot more detailed. But how should I go about the initial formation of the event horizon? First I thought about telling the vertices to disperse and then come together. That wouldn't work because there was no hole in the middle of the shape. Then I thought about keyframing a cylinder to shrink and let the cylinder hide the event horizon with a boolean modifier. When I tried that, it made my Blender seize up and it didn't even work for all the frames. The idea I had that ended up working was adding a transparent shader to the material and adding a mask to swap between the two shaders. Dial the gate! In some ways, my Stargate is better than the original. The original Stargate has a recording of a splash in a tank for the KAWOOSH and CGI only for the event horizon. My one is entirely CGI. My KAWOOSH is a 3D element, so I can move the camera wherever I want. It would also be a lot easier to have reflections of the world in the event horizon. My characters and location are part of the CGI as well. I wonder what it would take to replicate other effects like the Wraith culling beam from Stargate Atlantis or the Bajoran wormhole from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Next time, I think I might try making the Stargate transporter rings.